Welcome to another episode of Rithu the Explorer travel vlog. In this episode, we're heading to the enchanting village of Bibury, a place that feels straight out of a fairy tale. Often called one of the most beautiful villages in England, Bibury sits in the heart of the Cotswolds, with its iconic honey-colored cottages, clear streams, and postcard-perfect scenery. Join me as we explore this magical spot in Gloucestershire. Bibury is nestled in the heart of the Cotswolds area of outstanding natural beauty in Gloucestershire, England, approximately 90 miles west of London. This idyllic village is situated in a valley along the banks of the River Colne, a tributary of the Thames, which gently winds through the center of the village, creating a tranquil backdrop for its historic buildings. Getting to Bibury from London is easy with a few options. By car, it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours via the M4, M40, and A40, though parking in Bibury can be tight during busy times. The most convenient public transport option is the train from London Paddington to Kemble, about 1 hour 15 minutes, followed by a 20-minute taxi ride to Bibury. Book your taxi in advance, as availability is limited. Trains run hourly, and off-peak or advanced bookings offer better fares. While buses are available, they require multiple transfers and are less frequent, so the train-taxi combo is your best bet for a smooth and scenic day trip. The Cotswolds region is famous for its rolling hills, medieval villages, and distinctive honey-colored limestone buildings, and Bibury perfectly embodies all these quintessential features. Located just a few miles northeast of Cirencester, Bibury sits in a privileged position that showcases the natural beauty of rural England. What makes Bibury truly special is how it seems frozen in time, with its ancient stone bridges spanning the clear waters of the River Colne, and meadows that stretch out beyond the village boundaries. Its unspoiled character and picturesque setting have made it the perfect example of a traditional English village, representing centuries of rural history in its preserved architecture and peaceful atmosphere. Bibury's rich history stretches back over a millennium, with its origins firmly rooted in the Saxon era. The first recorded mention of this picturesque village appears in the Domesday Book of 1086, where it was documented as Beshibury. This ancient survey, commissioned by William the Conqueror, confirms Bibury was already a well-established settlement by the Norman conquest. Throughout the medieval period, Bibury transformed from a small agricultural community into a prosperous center for the Cotswold wool trade. The village's strategic position along the River Colne made it ideal for the water-powered processes needed in wool production. By the 14th century, Bibury had become renowned for its wool, with the iconic Arlington Row cottages originally built as a monastic wool store before later conversion to weavers' homes. The village's distinctive honey-colored limestone buildings, constructed from local Cotswold stone, created the unified architectural character that still enchants visitors today. Bibury gained particular fame in the Victorian era when renowned artist, designer, and poet William Morris visited in the 1890s and famously declared it the most beautiful village in England. This endorsement from one of the leading figures of the arts and crafts movement helped cement Bibury's reputation as the quintessential English village, a status it proudly maintains to this day. After working up an appetite exploring the village, we headed to the Swan Hotel for lunch, a charming 17th century former coaching inn that sits right alongside the River Colne. With its honey-colored Cotswold stone exterior and flowering hanging baskets, this iconic building is as picturesque as the rest of Bibury. Stepping inside, I was immediately enveloped by the warm, cozy atmosphere. Low wooden beams cross the ceiling, and a crackling fireplace creates that quintessential English country inn feeling. The Swan prides itself on serving locally sourced, seasonal British cuisine. Their menu showcases the best of Cotswold produce, with many ingredients coming from within just a few miles of the restaurant. We ordered their signature beef burger and the chicken breast served with potatoes. The beef burger was hearty and flavorful, served with all the classic trimmings, while the chicken breast was tender and perfectly cooked, paired with creamy, well-seasoned potatoes. Set against the picturesque backdrop of the River Colne, the meal was as memorable as the setting. If you visit Bibury, I definitely recommend booking a table at the Swan, not only for the excellent food, but also for the chance to dine in such historic and beautiful surroundings. Adjacent to these pristine waters lies England's oldest working trout farm, established in 1902. Spread across 15 acres of scenic Cotswolds countryside, Bibury Trout Farm offers fun for all ages, from feeding frenzies with rainbow trout to trying your hand at catch-your-own fishing with gear and help provided. You can even take home your catch or have it smoked on site for the freshest meal possible. The peaceful paths and charming grounds make for a lovely stroll, and kids especially enjoy the hands-on experience. The jewel in Bibury's crown is undoubtedly Arlington Row, a stunningly preserved set of cottages that has become one of the most photographed locations in the Cotswolds. Dating back to the 14th century, these buildings weren't originally homes at all. They were constructed around 1380 as a monastic wool store for the nearby Arlington Mill, where newly shorn wool would be stored before processing. In the 17th century, these structures underwent a remarkable transformation when they were converted into weavers' cottages. The conversion created homes for the weavers who operated the cloth looms, with their distinctive steep roofs featuring dormer windows designed to provide maximum light for the weavers working inside. The cottage's sloping position along the street creates a scene of perfect rural harmony that has remained essentially unchanged for centuries. Arlington Row, now owned and preserved by the National Trust, is one of England's most iconic sites, so much so that it appeared as a watermark on every UK passport. These historic weavers' cottages, still lived in today, offer a rare glimpse into centuries of English village life. As you stroll past their weathered Cotswold stone and uneven roof lines, you'll feel the charm of living history. Nearby, the crystal-clear River Colne flows through Bibury, its gentle waters and darting brown trout adding to the village's timeless beauty. Beyond Arlington Row, you'll find the enchanting Rack Isle, a boggy water meadow where weavers once hung their wool to dry. Today, it's a wildlife sanctuary, providing a peaceful contrast to the busy village center. And if you venture here early in the morning or at dusk, you might just have this most photographed spot in the Cotswolds all to yourself. No visit to Bibury is complete without seeing St. Mary's Church, an 8th century Saxon gem overlooking the village. Its architecture spans centuries, blending Saxon, Norman, and Gothic styles. Don't miss the Norman doorway, medieval stained glass, and the 13th century baptismal font still in use today. Inside, quirky stone carvings. Outside, the peaceful churchyard, shaded by ancient yew trees, holds centuries of local history. Still active, the church remains the spiritual heart of Bibury after more than 1,000 years. And that brings us to the end of our magical day in Bibury, truly one of England's most beautiful villages. From the iconic honey-colored cottages of Arlington Row to the peaceful flow of the River Colne, this Cotswold gem captivates with its timeless charm. Whether you're a history enthusiast, nature lover, or simply searching for that perfect English countryside experience, Bibury offers a tranquil escape from the hustle and bustle of modern life. It's remarkable how this tiny village, just a train ride away from London, feels like stepping into a living postcard. If you enjoyed exploring Bibury with me today, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Rithu the Explorer for more journeys through the UK's most beautiful spots. Share your Bibury experience or let me know where you'd like me to explore next in the UK. Until next time, happy travels.